Life unfolds in the quiet village, where the simple rhythms of daily work fill the air. A villager toils with purpose in his garden. Each task is completed with a quiet, heartfelt dedication. The king, clad in hunting attire, moves through the forest, his detachment a stark contrast to the vibrant woods. The royal procession halts near a gentle stream, offering a moment of respite. Seeking solitude, the king dismounts, distancing himself from his entourage. Lost and alone, the king stumbles upon a tranquil village, where life blooms in a riot of color. He gestures weakly, his voice hoarse. "Greetings. I seem to have lost my way. Might I trouble you for some water?" The villager smiles, offering kindness. "Of course, Your Majesty. Please, allow me." The king pauses, surprised. "Your Majesty? You recognize me?" The villager's wisdom shines. The crown often precedes the man, Your Majesty. But here, you are simply a traveler, in need of refreshment. The tyrannical king dominates the castle courtyard, seated high upon his magnificent horse. His cruel gaze sweeps across his kingdom, commanding obedience from his subjects. The horse stands tall, a proud extension of the king's unyielding arrogance. In the opulent chambers, the king stands alone, bathed in moonlight that casts long, eerie shadows. He turns towards his horse, its eyes gleaming softly in the dim light, a silent confidant in the grand hall. His voice barely a whisper, the king confesses, "I fear I am not strong enough to rule." He continues, his vulnerability palpable. The weight of the crown is heavier than any armor. He seeks understanding from his silent companion. "Do you understand, old friend?" On the battlefield, the king, a ruthless figure in shining armor, charges ahead, his warhorse a symbol of merciless destruction. The warhorse thunders across the field, its hooves crushing the earth with each stride, a relentless force of aggression. Amidst the chaos, the battlefield transforms into a canvas of carnage, each fallen soldier a testament to the king's tyranny. In the throne room, King Tyrant sits heavily crowned, his advisors cloaked in shadow, as harsh decrees ripple through the hall. A peasant, tattered and desperate, is dragged before the unyielding king, his pleas lost in the oppressive air. With a dismissive wave, King Tyrant crushes hope, his cold decree echoing in the vast throne room. In the village square, faces etched with worry, the villagers gather, their voices a low rumble of discontent. Arian mounts an overturned crate, his voice ringing out, "Friends, neighbors, how long will we endure this tyranny?" Arian declares, "We have something stronger. We have the will to be free." The villagers nod, resolve hardening their faces. "Hess right. We've had enough." On the bloodied battlefield, Arian leads the rebel army in a fierce clash against the king's forces. Swords clash against shields, a symphony of war echoing across the field. Arrows rain down from the sky, each carrying the threat of death. Though outnumbered, the rebels fight with unwavering courage, their unity a force to be reckoned with. In the opulent throne room, Arian stands defiantly, sunlight illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air. Swords clash, steel flashes, reflecting Arian's determination and Tyrant's desperation. With a decisive blow, Arian disarms King Tyrant, who falls to his knees, defeated. The guards, witnessing their leaders fall, drop their weapons in surrender. The throne room falls silent, the rebellion victorious. The village square comes alive with jubilation as villagers celebrate their hard-won freedom, the air thick with laughter and hope. Arian stands tall, his voice echoing with conviction. "We stand here today, not as subjects, but as free people. A new era dawns, an era of justice and equality for all." He gestures passionately, his words igniting the hearts of the crowd, symbolizing the kingdom's rebirth as a beacon of liberty. In the village square, families face the crushing weight of the king's taxes, their despair palpable as they relinquish their few belongings. Ilara watches with mounting anger, her frustration simmering beneath the surface. King Regulus is seated upon his throne, a monument to opulence, as a villager's desperate pleas echo unheard. Varro leans in, his whispered words weaving a tapestry of avarice and exploitation into the king's already callous heart. Under the cloak of night, Ilara's voice cuts through the darkness, outlining a future free from the king's tyranny. Hesitation and uncertainty linger, a heavy shroud threatening to smother the first embers of hope. Ilara's courage ignites a spark, her determination a tangible force against the shadows of doubt. Heads nod, eyes gleam with newfound resolve as the villagers, once fractured by fear, coalesce in hushed agreement. The villagers, emboldened by Ilara, advance towards the castle gates, their makeshift weapons glinting under the sun. They stand before the king's guards, their voices rising in unison, demanding justice. Tension hangs heavy in the air, the threat of violence simmering beneath the surface. Ilara stands defiantly before King Regulus, her voice resonating powerfully throughout the throne room. Courtiers whisper anxiously, their eyes flickering between Ilara and the king, sensing the impending conflict. Regulus, seated on his ornate throne, glares down at Ilara, his face a mask of fury. The air crackles with tension as Ilara exposes Regulus' cruelty, challenging his authority before the entire court. The village square erupts in celebration, marking the end of tyranny and the dawn of hope. Ilara becomes a symbol of courage as the village rebuilds with renewed spirit. The air fills with optimism as the first stones of a new era are laid.